United States addiction treatment websites by state at Curlie. Curlie.org/health/addictions/substance_abuse/centers_North_America/United_States. Chapter 1. United States Treatment Center Websites 1. United States Treatment Center Websites. AssistedRecovery.com, Assisted Recovery Centers, Outpatient, non-12-step treatment program for recovery from alcoholism or opiate addiction. Hazelden.org, Hazelden, non-profit organization dedicated to helping people recover from alcoholism and other drug addiction. NationalHotline.org, National Treatment Referral, provides nationwide, USA referral service for substance abuse treatment. OxfordHouse.org, Oxford House, democratically run, self-supporting and drug-free group home. PhoenixHouse.org, Phoenix House, a non-profit substance abuse service organization. PRIDE-INSTITUTE.com, Pride Institute, details about the facilities and contact information. SoberRecovery.com/links/treatmentcenters.html, directory of rehab and treatment centers by Sober Recovery. List includes a sampling of facilities around the United States. TheColemanInstitute.com, The Coleman Institute, specializing in detox treatments and programs for patients with a dependency or drug addiction to heroin, OxyContin, methadone, cocaine, or other opiates. TomWilsonCounseling.com, Tom Wilson Counseling Center, Boise counselor offers education classes and treatment services for anger management, domestic violence, DUI offenses, and alcohol and drug abuse in person and online. Alabama substance abuse treatment websites. BradfordHealth.com, Bradford Health Services, information about the services and the treatment program. Arizona substance abuse treatment websites. DecisionPointCenter.com, Decision Point Center, Inc. Prescott. DESERT-CANYON.com, Desert Canyon, 10-bed facility uses a non-traditional approach to the treatment of drug and alcohol addiction. Sedona, Arizona. TheMeadows.com, The Meadows, specializes in chemical dependency, obsessive-compulsive disorder, codependency, sexual addiction, and related issues. TheNewFoundation.org, The New Foundation, programs designed to provide services to children, aged 11 through 17, who are experiencing emotional and/or behavioral difficulties as a result of substance, physical and/or sexual abuse. Scottsdale, Arizona. PrescottHouse.net, Prescott House, a facility for men who have successfully completed primary inpatient treatment for abuse. SedonaIntensive.com, Sedona Intensive, personal growth alternative therapy. SierraTucson.com, Sierra Tucson, treats all addictions and mental or behavioral disorders. In Tucson, AZ. AsoberWayHome.org, a sober way home, drug, alcohol, and dual diagnosis treatment and recovery facility for men and women in Prescott, Arizona. TransitionalLiving.org, Transitional Living Communities, TLC, provide a safe and sober living environment for the male substance abuser who wishes to become a productive member of society. Locations in AZ, NM, and NV. Winar.org, Women in New Recovery, Women's Residential Recovery Program with 130 beds, 11 locations in Arizona and Nevada. Arkansas Substance Abuse Treatment websites. HelpingFamilies.org, Family Service Agency, Arkansas, providing counseling for marriage, group, family, substance abuse, crime victims, finances, debt management, alcohol and drug abuse and many more issues. California Substance Abuse Treatment websites. 10acranch.org, 10 Acre Ranch Nonprofit, Residential Drug and Alcohol Rehabilitation Center located in Riverside, California. A4BL.org, Alternatives for Better Living, Alcohol, Drug Abuse, and Anger Management Counseling for Adolescents and Adults in Napa. AddictionPhysicians.com, Solomon, Stern, and Glatt, office-based internal medicine and addiction medicine practice providing care to patients. Aegism.com, Aegis Medical Systems, Inc. Asafarefugue.org, Safe Refuge, a non-profit drug and alcohol treatment center that provides residential treatment, outpatient treatment, and drug and alcohol-free housing, sober living. BetterYourBest.com, Better Your Best, quality resources for executives, professionals, and others struggling with substance abuse, addictions, compulsive behaviors, burnout, stress and other issues. BettyFordCenter.org, Betty Ford Center, offers treatment for women, men, and children beginning recovery from alcoholism and chemical dependency. CabritoHouse.org, Cabrito House for Men, purpose is to provide a sober living environment for those men who suffer from the killer disease of alcoholism. ClearviewTreatment.com, Clearview, providing residential, day and outpatient programs for addictions and alcoholism. CornerstoneSocal.com, Cornerstone, offers inpatient and outpatient alcohol and drug treatment programs in Southern California. CRCHealth.com, CRC Health Corporation, rehabilitation facilities and online counseling provide substance abuse treatment to adults and adolescents who suffer from alcohol addiction and drug abuse. CRI-HELP.org, CRI Help, Drug and Alcohol Treatment Center for Men and Women. DallasTaylorInterventions.com, Dallas Taylor, drug and alcoholism interventionist, describes his services and background, with resume and contact details. DiddyHirsch.org, Diddy Hirsch Community Mental Health Center, provides substance abuse and mental health services, regardless of ability to pay. DRUG-REHABILITATION.com, Support Systems Homes, Drug and Alcoholism Rehab Centers in Northern California. DrugAlternativeProgram.org, Drug Alternative Program, DAP, residential Christian home offering drug and alcohol recovery and rehab programs for adult men. EdenCanyon.org, Eden Canyon Treatment Center, a licensed, certified and CARF accredited residential treatment estate. FullSpectrumRecovery.com, Full Spectrum Recovery, offers a non-judgmental approach to alcohol and drug problems. GoodenCenter.org, Gooden Center, accredited residential addiction treatment center for men located in Pasadena, California. GracerMedicalGroup.com, Gracer Medical Group, Dr. Richard Gracer is a pain and addiction management specialist located in San Ramon, California. HarmReductionTherapy.org, Harm Reduction Therapy Center. This treatment is based on the belief that chemical abuse develops in each individual from a unique interaction of biological, psychological, and social factors. HopeByTheSea.com, Hope by the Sea, a quiet and professional facility for the treatment of alcoholism and drug addiction. HVRC.com, Hemet Valley Recovery Center, JKO approved, licensed chemical dependency rehabilitation hospital, CDRH. ImpactHouse.com, Impact Drug and Alcohol Treatment Center, real-world programs for treatment of substance abuse and addiction problems. InlandValleyRecovery.com, Inland Valley Drug and Alcohol Recovery Services, provides residential, outpatient and sober living for men, women, and women with children. johnrecover.faithweb.com/purchase.hdm,f.r.e.e, Family Recovery Through Education and Empowerment, offers group presentations for individual and professional recovery experiences. LibertyHouse.org, Liberty House, sober living home for men located in Century City area of West Los Angeles. LifestylesRecoveryCenter.org, Lifestyles Recovery Center, non-profit corporation in Paso Robles, CA that provides free group sessions and individual counseling for drug and alcohol addiction. MatrixInstitute.org, Matrix Institute on Addictions, seeks to improving the lives of individuals and families affected by alcohol and other drug use through intensive outpatient treatment, education, and research. MichaelsHouse.com, Michaels House, a low-cost inpatient center for chemically dependent and dual-diagnosed men. NewDirections4Women.org, New Directions for Women, not-for-profit residential treatment and recovery facility helping women with alcohol and drug dependencies, located in Costa Mesa, CA. NewfoundLife.com, New Found Life Residential Treatment Center, residential treatment center located in Long Beach, CA for men and women suffering from the disease of alcoholism and drug abuse. oasistreatment.org, Oasis Treatment Center, Drug and Alcohol Dependency Recovery Center located in Anaheim, CA. OceanRecovery.com, Solutions by the Sea, full-service drug and alcohol addiction treatment center located in Newport Beach. PACLES.com, Pacific Hills Treatment Centers, provides treatment of substance abuse. PacificCoastRehab.com, Pacific Coast Recovery Center, located in Laguna Beach as part of South Coast Medical Center. The JKO certified facility offers medical detox, alcoholism rehab, and pain medication treatment and includes parallel programs for aftercare, alumni events, meeting finder resources and other recovery-related information. PassagesMalibu.com, Passages Malibu, a drug and alcohol addiction treatment facility, located in the secluded setting of Malibu, California, utilizing the expertise of over 25 therapists. PatMoreFoundation.com, Pat Moore Foundation, Center for Drug Abuse Treatment and Alcohol Rehab located in Orange County, California. PEMero.com, Pemero Rehabilitation, a special kind of treatment in a kind and special place. PositiveProgression.org, Positive Progression Inc. PracticalRecovery.com, Practical Recovery Services, individualized treatment for addictive behavior. Promises.com, Promises, 12-step-based treatment for men and women suffering from addiction, alcoholism, drug dependency, and substance abuse. RestoreUnity.org, Restoring Unity, dedicated to helping heroin-addicted pregnant women find treatment for heroin addiction. SDFreedomRanch.org, Freedom Ranch, 50-bed residential treatment facility for adult males recovering from alcohol and substance abuse, located in San Diego. SeaCliffRecovery.com, Seacliff Recovery Center, an extended care treatment facility for alcohol and drug addiction. SouthCoastRecovery.com, South Coast Recovery, offers a program for those who need a supportive recovery environment in which to live for a period of time to readjust their lives. StHelenaHospital.org, St. Helena Center for Health, Alcohol, and Drug Abuse Treatment Center. TarzanaDC.org, Tarzana Treatment Centers, provides services for medical detoxification, residential rehabilitation, outpatient, youth, sober living housing, prevention, mental health, HIV/AIDS, drug abuse education, family medical clinic, women and children, family counseling and domestic violence. THE-STEPPING-STONE.org, The Stepping Stone, since its founding in 1962, it has provided a residential setting for women in the early stages of recovery from alcoholism. TheDiscoveryProgram.com, The Discovery Program, detoxification and sober living home for men, offering recovery, support and drug treatment for recovering alcoholics and addicts. TWInTownTreatmentCenters.com, Twin Town Treatment Centers, provides treatment for chemical dependency and has 4 sites in Southern California. VisionsTeen.com, Visions Adolescent Treatment Center, Adolescent Drug Addiction, Eating Disorder, and Alcoholism Treatment Center, located in Malibu, California. WaldenHouse.org, Walden House, non-profit substance abuse treatment center in San Francisco and throughout California, serving adults and adolescents since 1969. WCRecovery.com, West Coast Recovery, residential drug and alcohol treatment center founded on 12-step principles, located in San Jose, CA. WaylandServices.com, Wayland Consultation Services, outpatient drug and alcohol treatment for adults and adolescents, offering education and prevention programs in the northern state. Women'sOdyssey.org, Women's Odyssey organization, offers a supportive, social model residential alcohol/drug recovery program licensed by the state of California in the Los Angeles area. Colorado Substance Abuse Treatment websites. HarmonyFoundationInc.com, Harmony Foundation, freestanding, residential substance abuse program for adults. Connecticut Substance Abuse Treatment websites. ADRC-CT.org, Alcohol and Drug Recovery Centers, Inc. aptfoundation.org, APT Foundation, Inc. ctrenaissance.com, Connecticut Renaissance, Inc. stoningtoninstitute.com, Stonington Institute, providing outpatient and inpatient services for adolescents and adults, with program details, staff profiles and photograph gallery. Delaware Substance Abuse Treatment websites. PacingOnline.com, PACE, an organization of professionals qualified to treat addiction disorders and related mental health issues. Wilmington and Dover, DA. Florida Substance Abuse Treatment websites. AlternativesInTreatment.com, Alternatives in Treatment, Inc. AmbrosiaDC.com, Ambrosia Treatment Center, 30 and 60-day treatment centers with 3 locations in Florida. ANewDayRehab.com, A New Day, disease treatment through medication and continued case management in a smaller facility setting. BestRehabCenter.com, 12 Keys Rehab, intimate and unique long-term treatment center with staff-to-client ratio of 2:1. CareFlorida.com, comprehensive addiction rehabilitation education, care, helps people overcome substance abuse, gambling, and eating disorders. DestinationHope.net, Destination Hope, substance abuse treatment and recovery facility located in FT. FloridaDetox.com, Florida Detox, Inc. FloridaHouseExperience.com, The Florida House Experience, long-term multi-phase treatment in Deerfield Beach, Florida, offering alcohol and drug rehabilitation, medical detoxification, and other addiction-related services. FloridaTreatment.com, Dr. Paul's at the Bay Drug and Alcohol Abuse Treatment Center located in St. Pete Beach, FL. FootprintsBeachside.com, Footprints Beachside Recovery, Substance Abuse Recovery Center located in Treasure Island, Florida. FoundationsSouthFlorida.org, Foundations of South Florida, residential housing facility with 12-step recovery meetings for those with alcohol and drug addictions located in Oakland Park, Florida. HCCofTampa.com, Healthcare Connection of Tampa, Inc. HealingProperties.org, Healing Properties Inc. HouseOfFreedom.com, House of Freedom, residential treatment program. House of Freedom delivers services that treat the physical, mental, and spiritual component of addiction. LadoHealingPeople.com, Lado Healing Institute, an outpatient rehab option servicing Marco Island, Fort Myers, Naples, and Southwest Florida, providing dual diagnosis treatment and addiction recovery. LakeviewHealth.com, Lakeview Health Systems, treatment center dealing with drug addiction, alcoholism, and associated disorders. LibertyHouseEFL.com, Liberty House, supportive and structured environment for men and women looking to achieve drug and alcohol recovery through 12-step group therapy. LifeSkillsSouthFlorida.com, Life Skills of South Florida, provides residential treatment for adults with dual diagnosis, chemical dependency and psychiatric disorders. LuxuryAlcoholDrugRehab.com, Seaside Palm Beach, luxury alcohol and drug rehab retreat in Palm Beach, Florida. MiamiCounseling.com, Miami Counseling and Resource Center, a mental health treatment center with psychologists, psychiatrists, marriage and family therapists and other counselors. New Beginnings Recovery CTR.com, New Beginnings Recovery Center, provider of outpatient drug and alcohol treatment services as a cost-effective alternative to inpatient detox treatment located in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Origins.Recovery.com, Origins Recovery Centers, helping alcoholics and drug addicts through individualized men, women and older adult treatment programs. PBInstitute.com, the Palm Beach Institute, offering residential programs in West Palm Beach, with details of services, staff, and facilities. PBOD.org, Palm Beach Outpatient Detox treatment program for the detoxification of opiates, alcohol, and benzodiazepines with doctor board certified in both psychiatry and addiction medicine. PrimaryPurpose.us/index.html, Primary Purpose Sober House, a halfway house in Fort Lauderdale, Florida that specializes in recovery from drug and alcohol addiction for adult males via a 12-step program. RecoveryFirst.org, Recovery First, Florida substance abuse treatment facility located in Hollywood, FL, offering several types of rehabilitation programs. RecoveryPlace.com, The Recovery Place, condo-style apartments steps away from the beach offering Christian and CO-occurring/dual diagnosis treatment programs. RoyalLifeCenters.com, Royal Life Centers, residential treatment for alcoholism and chemical dependency provided in a continuum of care model. RRHS.org, River Region Human Services, inpatient/outpatient services and programs for the treatment of alcoholism, drug abuse, HIV/AIDS and mental illness in Jacksonville, Florida. SalusCareFlorida.org, SalusCare, Inc. SouthFloridaDetox.com, South Florida Drug Detox Centers, outpatient opiate detox program with offices located in West Palm Beach, Sunrise, and Port St. Lucie, Florida. SuncoastRehabCenter.com, Suncoast Rehabilitation Center, an inpatient detoxification facility offering alternative drug and alcohol addiction treatment methods that differ from the traditional 12-step model. SynergyGroupServices.com, Synergy Group Services, Inc. The BeachcomberRehabilitation.com, The Beachcomber, Intimate 16 resident inpatient treatment facility in Delray Beach, Florida for addiction, chemical dependence, and alcoholism. TheCrossroadsClub.com, The Crossroads Club, information about this drug and alcohol addiction recovery club in South Florida. TheGur.com, The Gonzales Recovery Residences, dignified transitional housing for individuals recovering from alcoholism and chemical dependency. TheRefuge-AHEALINGPLACE.com, The Refuge, 12-step orientated, adult inpatient treatment center specializing in the treatment of PTSD, trauma, and addiction. TheWatershed.com, The Watershed Treatment Programs, information about the treatment and care for people suffering from drug and alcohol abuse and the services available for detoxification, rehabilitation, hospitalization, outpatient, prevention, and education. TransitionsRecovery.com, Transitions Recovery Program, information about the Drug and Alcohol Addiction Treatment Center and the services offered. TruePathRecovery.com, TruePath Recovery, outpatient and residential substance abuse treatment programs in Tampa Bay. 12oaks.crchealth.com, 12 Oaks Recovery, a private, freestanding 78-bed alcohol and drug recovery center at Navarre in the Florida Panhandle. UnityRehab.com, Unity Recovery Center Inc. VinceCarterSanctuary.org, Vince Carter Sanctuary, accredited adult drug and alcohol detox, rehab, and dual diagnosis treatment center near Daytona Beach, FL. Windmoor.com, Windmoor Healthcare of Clearwater, behavioral healthcare hospital including inpatient, partial, and addictions treatment, alcohol, drugs and gambling. Georgia Substance Abuse Treatment websites. Arsagergia.com, Assisted Recovery Center of Georgia, treats alcohol and opiate addiction using a combination of behavioral modification therapy along with naltrexone. PrivateClinicNorth.com, Private Clinic North, methadone treatment for opiate-addicted individuals. StJudesRecovery.org, St. Jude's Recovery Center, innovative alcoholism and drug addiction treatment and prevention. Willingway.com, Willingway Hospital, an alcohol and drug treatment facility located in Statesboro, Georgia. Hawaii Substance Abuse Treatment websites. BobbyBenson.org, Bobby Benson Center, a residential campus that provides chemical dependency treatment programs that includes counseling, peering and family support. Habilitat.com, Habilitat, Inc. Chapter 2. United States Treatment Center websites 2. Illinois Substance Abuse Treatment websites. FayetteCompanies.org, Fayette Companies, a treatment center located in Peoria, Illinois for alcohol and chemical abuse. MRODS.com, Midwest Rapid Opiate Detoxification Specialists, LLC, Offers release from withdrawal. new-hope-recovery.com, New Hope Recover Center, inpatient and outpatient treatment for alcoholism and other dependencies at Chicago's Lincoln Park Hospital. ProfessionalConsultations.com, Professional Consultations, Inc. RecoverGateway.org, Gateway Foundation, providing outpatient and residential services, with details of facilities, programs, and staff. ReviveCenter.org, Revive Center, Illinois' oldest residential substance abuse treatment program. RosecrownCE.org, Rosecrans Treatment Centers, Alcohol and Drug Treatment Center located in Rockford, Illinois. TheCSC.org, the Community Service Council of Northern Will County, nonprofit agency dedicated to providing sliding scale fee-based counseling services to the residents of Northern Will County and surrounding areas. Women'sTreatmentCenter.org, Women's Treatment Center, offers treatment including dextux, rehab, social services, medical care, and mental health services for women and their children in the Chicago area. Indiana Substance Abuse Treatment websites. LaVernaLodge.com, La Verna Lodge, a not-for-profit residential alcohol treatment facility for men who have a difficult time maintaining sobriety. TerraTreatmentCenter.org, Terra Treatment Center, Inc. Iowa Substance Abuse Treatment websites. RENSAssessment.tripod.com, RENS Assessment and Consultation Services, Inc. SATUCI.com, Substance Abuse Treatment Center Unit of Iowa, SATUCI, provides outpatient treatment and education services to the citizens of Marshall, Hardin, Tama, and Poweshiek counties. Kansas Substance Abuse Treatment websites. Angelfire.com/planet/Doan Center, the Doan Center for Counseling, Services for Substance Use and Addiction Treatment. In El Dorado, KS. KCFootprints.org, Footprints Alcoholics Victorious, a recovery program sponsored by Kansas City area churches to introduce people to Christ-centered recovery. PRCKansas.org, Professional Renewal Center, an international center for professionals with substance and/or behavioral addictions. Kentucky Substance Abuse Treatment websites. TheBridgeToRecovery.com, The Bridge to Recovery, residential center in Bowling Green offers codependency counseling and treatment of addictions and compulsive behaviors. Louisiana Substance Abuse Treatment websites. GatewayRecovery.com, Gateway Recovery Systems, long-term residential community for treatment of addictions including the dual-diagnosed. PalmettoCenter.com, Palmetto Addiction Treatment and Recovery Center, facility provides residential and outpatient therapy for treatment of alcoholism, drug addiction, substance abuse, chemical dependence, gambling addiction, and sexual addiction. TheJourneyHome.com, The Journey Home, long-term residence. Maryland Substance Abuse Treatment websites. CircleTreatment.com, Circle Treatment Center, provides alcohol and drug abuse counseling services as Gaithersburg. FatherMartinsAshley.com, Father Martins Ashley, non-profit residential treatment of alcoholism and chemical addiction. NixPlace.org, Nix Place, sober halfway house, located in Beltsville, for young men 18 to 25 who have completed a treatment program for addiction/alcoholism. Massachusetts Substance Abuse Treatment websites. GenesisCounselingServices.org, Genesis Counseling Services, Inc., non-profit organization provides outpatient substance abuse treatment for adolescents, women, men, and families. Downtown Framingham, MA. HELPLINE-ONLINE.com, Massachusetts Substance Abuse Information and Education, online searchable database of alcohol and drug abuse treatment resources throughout Massachusetts. Lanier.com, the Lanier Self-S Healing Center. This technique is a progressive, alternative outpatient treatment that quickly removes the physical psychological cravings for alcohol, without typical withdrawal symptoms. SteppingStoneInc.org, Steppingstone Inc. Michigan Substance Abuse Treatment websites. OurHopeAssociation.org, Our Hope, provides treatment to women with alcohol and drug dependencies in a residential and intensive outpatient setting. Grand Rapids. reallife.org, Real Life, helps people who suffer from alcohol and drug addiction, along with other mental health problems, in Birmingham, MI. Minnesota Substance Abuse Treatment websites. nbminnesota.com, New Beginnings Minnesota, residential and outpatient chemical dependency treatment facility in rural Minnesota. ProjectTurnabout.org, Project Turnabout, treatment for drug or alcohol dependency and gambling addiction. TheRetreat.org, The Retreat, information about the non-clinical, mutual help approach to the problem of alcohol and drug abuse. Missouri Substance Abuse Treatment websites. FCCinc.org, Family Counseling Center, Alcohol, Drug, and Substance Abuse Counseling and Rehabilitation, Mental Health Services and Family Counseling Facilities serving all of Southeast Missouri. FriendshipHouseKC.org, Friendship House, offers services to help women in recovery learn to live soberly and become economically self-reliant. Nebraska Substance Abuse Treatment websites. Centerpoint.org, Centerpoint, helps people with mental health and substance abuse problems attain healthy, productive lives. Lincoln, NE. stmonicas.com, St. Monica's Behavioral Health Services for Women. St. Monica's provides substance abuse treatment to women, adolescent girls, pregnant women, and mothers with children. tcmid.org, Teen Challenge of the Midlands, part of Teen Challenge International, a ministry dedicated to helping people with addiction in Nebraska and Iowa. Nevada Substance Abuse Treatment websites. InterventionsOLUTIANS.com, Intervention Solutions, offers services for families dealing with alcohol addiction, substance abuse, gambling addiction, and other self-destructive behaviors. LasVegasRecovery.com, Las Vegas Recovery Center, medically managed withdrawal, multi-addiction, dual diagnosis and residential treatment center. New Hampshire Substance Abuse Treatment websites. MHCGM.org, the Mental Health Center of Greater Manchester, community center that offers psychiatric assistance, substance abuse, DBT, and acute care services. New Jersey Substance Abuse Treatment websites. AlenaLodge.org, Little Hill Alena Lodge, a 60-bed, long-term, residential rehabilitation center for chemically addicted people. Karen.org, Karen Foundation, nonprofit addiction, CO-dependency, and chemical dependency treatment center providing services for adults and adolescents in Wernersville. EndeavorHouse.com, Endeavor House on the Bay, to help clients overcome harmful consequences of addiction through behavior modification, 12-step foundation, individual and group therapy. GoodNewsHome.tripod.com, Good News Home for Women, Christian nonprofit long-term residential alcohol and drug rehabilitation center. LighthouseAtMaysLanding.com, Lighthouse at Mays Landing, a residential drug and alcohol treatment center offers inpatient and outpatient services. MRSWilsons.org. NewPathway.com, New Pathway Counseling Services Inc. RecoveryOptions.us, Recovery Options, private practice of addiction psychology dedicated exclusively to treating substance use disorders and related mental health problems. Seabrookhouse.org, Seabrook House Foundation, provides detoxification and residential treatment for chemical dependency. StatelineMed.com, Stateline Medical, maintenance treatment facility based in the Lehigh Valley on the New Jersey/Pennsylvania border. New Mexico Substance Abuse Treatment websites. abq-counseling.com, ABQ Counseling, Counseling and Mediation Services for Adolescent, Adult, Couples Family. monitoredtreatment.com/index.html, New Mexico Monitored Treatment Program, MTP, provides long-term continuing care treatment for healthcare professionals affected by alcohol and/or drugs. sfrecovery.org, Santa Fe Recovery Center, residential program in Santa Fe, MN. TurningPointRC.com, Turning Point Recovery Center, Inc. VistaTaos.com, Vista Taos Renewal Center, residential program located in Taos, NM. WholeSelfRecovery.com, Whole Self Recovery Program, residential treatment program based in Santa Fe, NM. New York Substance Abuse Treatment websites. ADACinfo.com, ADAC Alcoholism and Drug Abuse Council of Orange County, a non-profit organization on alcoholism and other drug addiction. ArmsAcres.com, Arms Acres, a 129-bed residential alcoholism and substance abuse treatment facility. Gilman.yourmd.com, Stephen M. Gilman, MD, addiction psychiatrist in private practice in NYC. KED.org, Kids Escaping Drugs, inpatient residential drug treatment facility for adolescents with drug and alcohol addiction and other chemical dependency. LexingtonCTR.org, Lexington Center for Recovery, a nonprofit treating alcoholism and other drug dependencies. NewDirectionsBrooklyn.com, New Directions, alcoholism and substance abuse treatment program on outpatient basis. SoberForever.net, St. Jude Retreat House, provides social educational program based on the premise that addictions are not diseases. SOUTH-OAKS.org, Southokes Hospital, comprehensive mental health center with nationally renowned drug and alcohol abuse detox programs. TheInstitute.org, the Institute for Staged Recovery, a New York center directed towards an integrated psychospiritual and therapeutic approach to recovery. North Carolina Substance Abuse Treatment websites. AlcoholDrugHelp.org, Alcohol/Drug Council of North Carolina, seeks to reduce the human suffering and economic cost of alcoholism and other drug abuse and addiction. CoastalHorizons.org, Coastal Horizons Center, Inc. FellowshipHall.com, Fellowship Hall Treatment Center, a private, non-profit treatment center committed to helping people who suffer from alcoholism and drug addiction situated in Greensboro, North Carolina. FirstStepNC.com, First Step Services provides DWI and substance abuse counseling and in Raleigh, Durham, Cary and Garner. HPOWC.org, the Healing Place of Wake County, offers services to homeless substance abusers in Raleigh, NC. NCPRN.org, North Carolina Pharmacist Recovery Network, nonprofit organization dedicated to the early identification, intervention, and treatment of, as well as monitoring and advocacy for, the impaired pharmacists and pharmacy students of North Carolina. Ohio Substance Abuse Treatment websites. angelfire.com/mac/d_macone/index.html, David W. GatewayRehab.org, Gateway Rehabilitation Center, provides comprehensive care for chemically dependent youth, adults, and their families. HARBOR-HOUSE.org, Harbor House, details about the organization which is dedicated to the recovery of single mothers with chemical dependencies. RecoveryCTR.org, Claremont Recovery Center, offers drug and alcoholism screening services to the residents of Claremont County. Batavia, O. TransitionFoundation.tripod.com, Transition Assistance Foundation, offers services to addicts in Lorain. Oklahoma Substance Abuse Treatment websites. OK.gov/ODMHSAS, Oklahoma Department of Mental Health, provides information on services available to those affected by mental illness, chemical dependency, domestic violence, or sexual assault. OKCSOS.com, SOS Substance Abuse Services, offers an array of services in the Oklahoma County area such as extended outpatient services, DUI schools, and other resources. TCSAC.tripod.com, Tri-City Substance Abuse, information on our treatment center and about the statistics involved with alcoholism and drug addiction. Chapter 3. United States Treatment Center websites. 3. Oregon Substance Abuse Treatment websites. Addictionsrecovery.org, Addictions Recovery Center, ARC has been offering affordable, confidential, individualized treatment and services to individuals and their families experiencing problems with chemical dependency for over 25 years. Alcoholismtreatment.com, alcoholism and drug treatment. If you or someone you love needs treatment, this is the first step in recovery. CascadiaBHC.org, Cascadia Behavioral Healthcare, provides substance abuse services in Portland, or SerenityLane.org, Serenity Lane, lists services for alcoholism and drug abuse treatment. WFTS.org, Willamette Family Treatment Services, Alcohol and Drug Treatment Services in Eugene, Oregon. Pennsylvania Substance Abuse Treatment websites. angelfire.com/PA4/Oxmont, Oxford House in Bethlehem, PA, an autonomous recovery house for men with drug and alcohol issues seeking a supportive environment in which to live. colonialhouseinc.org, Colonial House, Inc. Greenbrier.net, Greenbrier Treatment Center, residential treatment program for alcohol and other drug dependency. Keystone Center ECU.net, Keystone Center, extended care facility in Philadelphia, provides details of programs and philosophy with FAQ and staff profiles. Livengrin.org, Livengrin Foundation, private, non-profit corporation which provides addiction treatment and education for individuals and families. Marworth.org, Marworth, provider of alcohol and chemical dependency services. NewBeginningMin.org, New Beginning Ministry, non-profit sober house and retreat center. PyramidHealTHCARAPA.com, Pyramid Healthcare, inpatient and outpatient treatment services for adults and adolescents for the treatment of drug, alcohol and mental health problems. SojournerHouseCPA.org, Sojourner House, faith-based residential rehabilitation facility where addicted women learn to break the intergenerational cycle of poverty and chemical abuse. SpaServices.com, Spa Counseling Services, outpatient treatment services for adults and adolescents for the treatment of drug, alcohol, and mental health problems. Rhode Island Substance Abuse Treatment websites. SSTAR.org, Stanley Street Treatment and Resources, STAR, a non-profit healthcare and social service agency. South Carolina Substance Abuse Treatment websites. PhoenixCounseling.tripod.com, Phoenix Counseling Center, this is an alcohol and drug screening, individual, group and couples counseling center in Charleston, South Carolina. ThreeRiversBehavioral.org, Three Rivers Center for Behavioral Health, provides details on inpatient and outpatient services to adolescents, adults, and seniors for psychiatric and substance abuse-related illnesses, located in West Columbia. South Dakota Substance Abuse Treatment websites. KeystoneTreatment.com, Keystone Treatment Center, safe effective treatment for alcohol, drug, and gambling addiction. Canton SD. Tennessee Substance Abuse Treatment websites. CPENashville.com, Center for Professional Excellence, provides treatment for professionals with addictions in Nashville. CumberlandHeights.org, Cumberland Heights, Alcohol and Drug Treatment Center near Nashville, TN on the banks of the Cumberland River. DiscoveryPlace.info, Discovery Place, residential drug and alcohol recovery center offering a variety of programs to facilitate sobriety from alcoholism and addiction. DualDiagnosis.org, Foundations Associates, Recovery Network, advocacy organization for individuals with a dual diagnosis, substance abuse and co-occurring psychiatric disorders. HarborHouseMemphis.org, Harbor House, offers residential, halfway and outpatient care to chemically dependent persons based on the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. MirrorLakeRecovery.com, Mirror Lake Recovery Center, offers inpatient and outpatient alcohol and substance abuse treatment, at center located on over 100 acres in Burns, near Nashville. Texas Substance Abuse Treatment websites. AdaAP.com, Austin Drug and Alcohol Abuse Program, Inc. BurningTreeRanch.com, Burning Tree, long-term residential drug and alcohol rehabilitation, using traditional and non-traditional for chronic relapsers. CounselOnRecovery.org, Counsel on Recovery, non-profit alcohol and drug treatment provider. dop50megs.com/main.html, Drug Offenders Education Program, information about the state-required course for reinstatement of driver's license, alcohol, drug, depression, marital and family counseling, parenting classes, and anger management courses offered. Drugan D Alcohol Rehab Houston.com, Into Action Recovery Centers, treatment programs certified by the state of Texas. eawake.org, Eternal Awakenings, offers a residential, Christian alcohol and drug program for adults. LaHacienda.com, La Hacienda Treatment Center, treatment for alcoholism and other chemical dependencies. LastChanceRC.org, Last Chance Recovery Centers, sober housing for alcohol and drug rehabilitation in the Houston area. LifeForceDallas.com, LifeForce Dallas, transitional living center for men that accommodates up to 8 residents and is within walking distance of 12-step meetings. MagdallenHouse.org, The Magdalene House, operates a free, non-medical detox center in Dallas for women withdrawing from alcohol abuse, includes contact information and ways to help. RightsDEP.com, The Right Step residential drug and alcohol treatment program for adults and teens. SantaCenter.com, Santa Center for Healing, a residential treatment center, meeting the unique needs of a general population, as well as impaired professionals. SerenityTexas.com, Serenity House, operates non-profit, fully accredited facilities in Abilene, Fredericksburg, and Wichita Falls. SOSDallas.com, Solutions Outpatient Services, Alcohol, Drug, and Codependency Intensive Outpatient Treatment Program for Adolescents and Adults, utilizing the 12-step model and family systems approach in Dallas, Texas. Utah Substance Abuse Treatment websites. CircLodge.com, Circ Lodge, combines traditional cognitive therapy with daily experiential sessions for addiction recovery. FourCorners.ws, Four Corners Community Behavioral Health, offers mental health and substance abuse services for Carbon, Emory, and Grand counties in Utah. HighlandRidgeHospital.com, Highland Ridge Hospital Treatment Center, Alcohol and Drug Abuse Treatment Center located outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. Vermont Substance Abuse Treatment websites. HowardCenter.org, The Howard Center for Human Services, a private non-profit organization committed to providing effective treatment for people with mental illness, developmental disabilities, emotional crises, and substance abuse issues. Burlington, VT. MapleLeaf.org, Maple Leaf Farm Associates, Inc. Underhill, Vermont. Virginia Substance Abuse Treatment websites. BridgingTheGaps.com, Drayton House, information about the facility and the relapse prevention programs for professionals in recovery from addictions in an upscale, non-medical setting. FarleyCenter.com. HNNCSB.org, Hampton Newport News Community Services Board, Mental Health, Mental Retardation, and Substance Abuse Services for the people of Hampton and Newport News, Virginia. MTRegis.com, Mount Regis Center, an alcohol and drug abuse treatment center offering inpatient, outpatient and intensive outpatient treatment. Washington Substance Abuse Treatment websites. EverGREANTreatment.org. NORTHWEST-COUNSELING.com. Palmerston.org.au. StopWA.com. Washington, D.C. Substance Abuse Treatment websites. Intervention.com, Drug Abuse Intervention, intervention resources for alcoholism, drug addiction, gambling, computer addiction, other self-destructive behavior. EADP.net, Executive Addictive Disease Programs, offers information about the program approach, services, sober housing, and contact details. LakesideMillam.com, Lakeside Millam Recovery Centers, one of the top treatment centers in the United States, LMRC has been recognized internationally for its work helping alcoholics and addicts achieve lasting sobriety. TLCTX.com, The Living Center, TLC, Relapse Prevention, Alcohol and Drug Treatment Information and Referral and Services in the Pacific Northwest. West Virginia Substance Abuse Treatment websites. KVFH.org, Kanawha Valley Fellowship Home, Residential Alcoholic and Addiction Recovery Program. Wisconsin Substance Abuse Treatment websites. HopeStreetMinistry.org. Hope Street provides housing and Christian discipleship to individuals in Milwaukee seeking to recover from drug and alcohol addictions. Lazarus.TrinityJanesville.org. The Lazarus Foundation, a safe housing and rehabilitation concept for persons recovering from alcohol and drug abuse.